the day. But first, we have Josh Bergmann, singer songwriter with FSHD. He's been on this show in the past, and he is a musician that loves songwriting. He's very good at it. And like I told Stephen Blyer, I am, always interested to talk to musicians because they are just amazing people, and they do things that I can't do. Right. So, and Josh is one of these phenomenal musicians. Hey, Josh, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
You're kind of like starting the last hour here, the last push, bringing the energy.
Oh yeah. How are you doing on that front? How are you doing on the energy level?
Oh, I think I'm probably, at the brink of kind of acting giddy now.
All right.
Like I don't know what fumes that my body's running on at this point, but but I feel maybe it's similar to when you've done like a long set, and you're at the end, and then you walk off, and then the crowd cheers you back on, right? I mean, you must have had an encore at least one time, right? You know what that energy is like.
Yeah, sure.
You're probably exhausted, and you're like, man, they want one more. They want one more.
Yeah. And I usually try to, the last song, I send them off with a bang, like something as fast as I can possibly play it. And then when they call for an encore, I'm just like, oh my God, really? that was it.
That was it. You're like,
can I hear how fast you're going?
Yeah. I feel like on bonus. Everybody wants more, everybody wants more. Well, thanks for being a part of this crazy event. You have FSHD. Those that missed the episode that you were on with us with the radio show,
which I really enjoyed, by the way.
Oh,
thanks
good.
for having me. Thanks for having me back then. That was great.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. Tell us about the instruments you play and how you've adapted, because that seems to be the theme in this evening segment, adapting, and how you've adapted to keep playing with FSHD and, with this COVID stuff.
Yeah. So I play mandolin and guitar as well. But mandolin is kind of what I do as a profession. I play bluegrass music. I play in my band, the Rose Valley Thorns, and it's normally kind of like my full-time thing. Obviously, COVID has thrown some massive wrenches in. And I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with bluegrass music, but it's really fast. It's hard driving, and it's really hard to play without a right bicep or tricep, which I am currently lacking. Yeah, I found some ways to adjust, just by changing my play style, and I've utilized a really cool arm brace. I'm looking around for it here.
Are you? Yeah.
Because I thought I had it right here, but maybe it's not here.
Well, you can't lose that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's around somewhere. It's around somewhere. But yeah, I have a pretty cool arm brace that helps me support my arm, and I use the muscles that I have left. And like my forearm is trying to compensate for lack of bicep, and it does work. It works overtime, and it does pretty good at it. And I've been able to cope with it and still make music. Sure, through some pain and some discomfort, and sometimes it doesn't work so well, but overall, I think most people who would hear me play wouldn't know that. Yeah. Like I don't have a right bicep or tricep or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that too many people are going to pick up on the fact that you don't have those key muscle components to do what you do, which kind of makes it miraculous. That you're still able to do it. Like the will that you want to play is stronger, than any muscle you could possibly have anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, I surprise myself all the time with it.
Yeah. You're in the band, you said Rose Valley Thorns, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And who else is in that group with you? I know both brothers or one brother?
Yeah, my younger brother's in the group. He plays guitar for us, and it's pretty fun. We get to pal around together and just travel and make music together, and we've always been super close, so that's great. And then our bass player is another close friend of mine. His name's Corey Heiberg, and he's just an awesome dude, and he's the one who holds us all together, or holds me and my brother apart when we're about to kill each other.
Yeah, because you can't quite get away from the brotherly side of things.
Yeah.
I have a brother, and then I have two boys. I point upstairs because they're up there probably wrestling right now as we speak, and I know what that brotherly love looks like
It doesn't
sometimes.
stop. It
It
will
does
never stop.
never stop. Great, wonderful. Oh man. So, but it's you mentioned touring, and that is always the fun part of, I'm sure, being a musician, but also a fan of music. I love live music, and I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't miss, honestly, I don't like the bar scene I have to go through to get to it, but I love live music. And
Yeah. Yeah.
seeing the passion come out of the musicians, that they're locking into their craft, and when they're really locked in, I mean, there's not much better. There really isn't.
I completely agree. There's no replacing live music as much as like everyone is trying to like fill that void with like videos and streams and stuff, and like, which is great in its own way. It doesn't quite stack up.
Yeah. And how have you adapted to be without it? I know it's difficult. I know it's a struggle. There's no
Yeah.
sugarcoating it, right?
Yeah.
But what have you tried to do to kind of fill that void?
Yeah, well, I was like making videos for a while, and doing like regular live streams, and like for, I think probably the first like maybe like 4 or 5 months of COVID, I was making like a weekly YouTube release, thinking that it was going to be like kind of a temporary thing.
Yeah.
And now like months later, I've been like pretty burned out on it, but I've been like trying to at least, make some content for some people. But lately I started teaching music, and that's been really fun. That's been really good actually. And I started practicing again. That's kind of, I mean, it kind of like it gets taken for granted, like time to practice on these crafts. But like honestly, like when I'm like in full firing mode, when I'm like touring all the time and gigging all the time, like I have no gas left to practice. But after there's no musical energy left, when you're playing like 3 or 4 gigs a week, which is kind of normally the case. I'm usually playing like 3 or 4 gigs a week, which
Yeah.
once again, like I surprise myself. Like I can't believe that I that I can do that. I was just like cooking dinner before here. My arms getting exhausted while I'm chopping carrots, but like somehow I can go like play play these 3-hour gigs and stuff.
Yeah. 3 days
Um,
a week or 3 nights a week. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so when that's going on, I have like very little energy for practice. But now that it's stopped, I've like been able to like go back to studying music again, and that's been really fulfilling actually. So it's
Hmm.
like, I don't know, there's like kind of this strange opportunity to like delve deeper into the craft
Hmm.
now that like it's not work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I kind of know what you mean by that for sure.
Hmm.
But did it kind of sting? Like, I'll kind of relate it to a situation for me with COVID. I mean, I love coaching kids in baseball, and then it just fell off. Like, we couldn't gather, we couldn't do it, and I felt like I got broken up with. That's the only thing I could like relate it to. I'm like, or almost would associate it with like a movie I'm not going to see because I used to watch that with, the ex-girlfriend or something like that. And that reminds me of that situation. So I'm just going to stay away from it. I kind of found myself getting away completely then from, learning more about coaching in general, or
Hmm.
baseball or whatever else I could learn, where in the past I would just be trying to soak up everything like a sponge. So I almost
Hmm.
felt like it hurt to try to even re-engage with it because I was so disgusted with the fact that it got ripped away.
Yeah.
Now, it took a parent of one of the players to kind of snap me out of it and go, "Hey, are we going to do Zoom training?" And I went, "Oh, they still need me. Like, they still need me to do this stuff." And then I just thought, yeah, quit being so selfish and start getting back into it, get the passion again. So did you
Hmm.
have that little bit of moment where maybe you kind of drifted away from music just for a little bit, almost like it kind of almost hurt too much to think about it, because if you couldn't do it live, then why do it?
Big time. Big
Yeah.
time. The first couple months of quarantine were like, they were dark, man. They were really gnarly because I mean, yeah, music is my absolute passion. Like there's not a whole, like I have other interests and stuff like that, but as far as things that like really fuel me, like really make my day worth it, it's like music is my number one. So like, and especially performing. So not having the performance for the first couple months is like totally devastating. Like I just like the ceiling for like how happy I could be and how fulfilled I could be like just got dropped so dramatically without that. Yeah, to the point where I like wasn't. I took a break from music basically completely for at least like a few months. Like I went without playing. That's the longest I've
Right.
gone, like the as long as I can remember, you know.
Mhm.
Um, it definitely took, but I kind of like let myself go through that. Like I was like, I thought it I thought it was a natural thing for me to be feeling at the time. So I was like, you know what, it's okay. I'll let myself feel this way. I'll let myself go through this time, and like I know that inspiration will come back, and when it comes back I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready to like grab onto it. And it did. Like eventually, like I woke up one day and I felt inspired again for whatever reason to pick up the guitar and write a song or make some videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, they kind of get reinvigorated, and then you kind of catch that momentum, almost like riding a wave, and you kind of take it as long as you can take it, and
Yeah,
sometimes it fuels it, and you kind of fall back in love with why you started doing it to begin with. So yeah, I can kind of relate for all those feelings at least. I mean,
totally.
um, I'm not gonna lie too. I know when you offered, I saw it on social media. You were offering, doing lessons. I was like, oh man, maybe this is my opportunity to learn how to play guitar. That's like always been one of my things, and
Hmm.
um, I've owned a guitar once. I think it was actually not a very good guitar, to be quite honest with you. And I
Blaming the
just never
guitar, you blaming the
took to it.
guitar.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Yeah, but so I kind of like got irritated because I couldn't pick up on it quick enough. I was like,
Hmm.
I don't know why I thought I was going to. I should just be natural at this. I should just play. So, I'm still thinking about using your services. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Okay.
Let me like think about it for a minute.
Keep me posted, man. Just keep me
Yeah.
posted. Yeah, it's really
Now,
not it's not as hard as it seems, I don't think. I think it's a lot more intimidating than it actually needs to be for people.
coming from somebody that plays the mandolin, bluegrass music that you just said, it's like you really got to go fast. And you're telling me it's easy. I don't know. It's tough for me.
Stay away from bluegrass.
Yeah,
Just
no, I would.
do everybody a favor.
So I noticed that when you were turning your camera on, that I think you had a pick in your mouth, right? Was that a pick?
Yeah,
Are
got
you
a pick.
are are you prepared to do any type of playing for us at all? You think? No?
Heck yeah, I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I could play. I was
Awesome.
thinking I'd send it off with a song or something like that if you want to leave me a few minutes towards the end.
Yeah. Oh
Or you could do it
man.
anytime you want,
Yeah.
really, if you want me to play at any
Well,
point.
I got one question for you before you play, because I want to give you enough time to like kind of do that. So see, I'm all adjusting in my seat. I'm excited now. Okay. So, we're doing this fundraiser event. That's why we're here. And the FSHD Society is gathering this money on Giving Tuesday. It's going to be matched, $175,000 mark we're trying to hit, because that's being matched by this
Mhm.
group of families that are donating that money. It's remarkably generous. And
Indeed, yeah, very
I'm,
grateful.
I'm kind of focusing on as well the importance of community. So I guess in your words, that's where my question is for you. How important is, if it's the FSHD Society community, or even the society or the community of your friends or your music, how important is all those things to you?
Oh, it's everything. Yeah, and I that has been a huge silver lining for me through this quarantine, because I wasn't really involved with the FSHD Society or anything like that up until quarantine. And once I got cut off from a lot of my other communities, I like delved into this kind of online community, and I discovered y'all, and it's been beautiful. It's been great. Um, yeah, it's been super encouraging for me. I felt like I've been able to encourage other people, and the sense of community has been amazing. But yeah, and past that, just like yeah, the support of friends and family, and this awesome community that I have here in my hometown of Ojai. It means the world. People are super supportive.
So donate. That is Josh's plea, right?
Yes,
Build the
absolutely.
community, strengthen the community, offer the support. I'm really stoked now. Why don't you take us out with a little bit of music there?
All right, I'll do that. And I'm gonna play a song that I wrote specifically about my struggles with muscular dystrophy. But really, it's about overcoming adversity in any regard, because everybody has their daily struggles, you know. Um, this is called
Awesome.
the song's called Old Bones. I hope it sounds okay through this microphone, but you'll get the
It
idea
does.
regardless.
Yeah.
People keep moving forward, expectations lowered to try again with unhealed wounds to tend. Round and round we go, drowning in the flow, trying to make amends while trapped in the undertow of these old bones. You know, they keep on rolling stones and keep on moving mountains. These old bones, they keep rolling stones and keep on moving mountains with every inch accounted. These old bones, you know, they keep on rolling stones and keep on moving mountains, baby. These old bones, they keep rolling stones, though every bone my body screams, moving boulders full of bad ideas and shoddy dreams. Some days the pain is difficult to redeem, and in more ways than one, things ain't always what they seem. But the weight of these stones, oh, this weight will never break. These are bones. Broken beams and busted gears, crushed by collapsing tears. This body may resemble a shack more than a temple, but importance of the practice, well, many buildings like this, my walls will never break. The hills of my world are quake, and these old bones, you know, they keep on rolling stones and keep on moving mountains. These old bones, they keep rolling stones and keep on moving mountains with every inch accounted. Old bones, you know, they keep on rolling stones and keep on moving mountains, baby. These old bones, they keep rolling stones, no baggage to atone for. Would you lend me some? Mine was stolen years ago. You can question me all you want, hell if I know, while reaping the rewards, supposedly what you sow. But the weight of these stones, oh, this weight will never break. These are bones.
Bravo.
Thank you very
Bravo.
much. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. I know you probably felt like, man, I'm just singing to this one guy on Zoom, but there's many watching, and appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Beautiful talent, great playing,
Thanks.
great song. Love the lyrics. Love
Thanks
it.
a lot. Yeah, that song's very special to me. It's yeah, I poured myself out into that, and I'm sure that everyone can relate to it to some degree, especially anyone watching this broadcast, huh?
Oh man, absolutely. Absolutely. I wasn't just nodding to the beat. I was nodding also to the yep, that sounds like me a little bit. Yeah. The way the body works.
Yeah.
So bravo. Well,
Thank
thanks,
you very
Josh,
much.
for joining us today and sharing your musical talent on this show. I think that probably definitely inspired people to click the donate button a couple more times tonight.
Yeah, really grateful to everyone who's donating and who's donated so far, and really grateful to you too, and everybody involved with the FSHD Society. It's just, yeah, y'all amaze me in every way. So thanks for everything.
Thank you, Josh. Have a good night. Be safe,
Yeah.
man.
Take care.